stat teacher, Mr. Lutz, and we're discussing imperfect. First question, what are the odds of pitching a no-hitter?
Okay, well, the odds of pitching a no-hitter, there's a couple of ways you can compute that. The easiest way is to actually look at the history of no-hitters in baseball. Okay, and the one thing that I found online was that since 1900, when the Major League began, there have been 235 no-hitters. Right. And can you tell me what a no-hitter is?
There's no runs scored or people on base.
Very good. Okay, and so there's been 235 games in the history of baseball where that's happened. Out of the total number of games since 1900, any guess on how many baseball games have been played since 1900?
A lot.
Yeah. Well, it's 181,921 games.
I thought it'd be more than that.
Okay. So when you compute that, you just divide, and that's going to give you a percentage. So it's going to tell you what your probability is. All right, that a pitcher would hit or play a pitcher no-hitter. So I can compute that real quick for you. So you divide 235 by 181,921. Okay, and that gives you 0.0013 approximately. All right, and then you have to convert that to a percentage. So remember, you move your decimal to the right 2 places. So the probability is 0.13%. It's much less than 1%. It's almost 0% chance. All right, but there's still a chance, obviously, because there have been 235 games classified as no-hitters.
All right, second question.
Yep.
What type of work goes into figuring out all the stats involved in baseball?
Most of the stats in baseball are just simple averages or percentages. So, like for example, if you want to know what a batter's average is, you have to take the number of times they've actually hit the ball and made it to base, and divide by the total number of times they've been at bat, and that gives you a decimal percentage answer for that. So most of it's just based on how many times they've performed a certain task out of the total number of times they've been up at that task.
And third question, Jim Abbott had a career ERA of 4.25. How would one calculate this number?
Okay. So first you want to know what ERA stands for. Anyone know what it stands for? Yes.
Earned run average.
Earned run average. Okay, that just means when they pitched the ball and the batter hit it and they made it to base, that's an earned run. And that's not good for the pitchers because if they're letting the guys on base, okay, that's not good for their team. It's good for the team that the person's batting on, but the way you compute it, and this is what I found.
Mrs. McPeak, please come to the president's office. Mrs. McPeak, come to the president's office.
Okay. So, all right, ERA, it's the number of earned runs allowed by the pitcher. All right. So how many guys that he pitched to and they hit the ball and went on base. So that's the number of earned runs allowed, divided by the number of innings pitched, because they don't always pitch a full game. So number of innings pitched, and they times that by 9, since there's 9 innings in a full game. Okay, and then a good ERA. And it really depends on, I think, time. Like in the early decades of baseball, a good ERA was under a 2, and I think today it's under a 4. Okay, so I think a good ERA is under a score of 4, and Jim Abbott had a score at one point of 4.25, which wasn't good. So it would have considered like a below average ERA. All right, so the lower the score, the better, because that means their pitches are good and less batters are actually hitting the balls and making it to base.
All right, and finally, how did you like him?
I like the book. If you could split the book in 2, where you could read, I think, his background story, that was my favorite part of the book because, I mean, it teaches a very valuable lesson to everybody that, no matter how life can get hard for us at times, that there's always somebody that has it, a lot tougher. People have, incredible challenges in their lives that many of us don't have to face. And I think it's just a good lesson to learn that, even though times get tough, you can always get through it no matter what your disability is, whether it's just laziness or, you're missing a hand, you can accomplish anything you really set your mind to. It's a great lesson.
Thank you.
Thank you.